Shri Chinmay Sadgurave Namaha. Reading of the book. Is there life after death? The question of life of the human mind from time immemorial, leading to a host of further questions. Whose death do we refer to? Is it the death of the jiva, soul, or the body? We know what happens to the body when it dies. It is the journey of the jiva or soul that interests us. Swami Tejomayananda has very logically and explicitly viewed this question from various angles. Shabda Praman or the verbal testimony of the Vedas, inference, experience, and even scientific thought to throw light on this topic. He leaves the reader with some very interesting insights and much food for thought. Is there life after death? Written by Param Guruji, Swami Tejomayananda. Is there life after death? This is a very popular and fascinating question and has been asked from time immemorial. Various people over the ages have conclusively answered it, but it still keeps coming up. So, the best way of knowing whether there is life after death is to die. That aside, we will view this question from various angles. This question is equivalent to asking whether there is life before birth. Another statement which set me thinking was, is there life after birth? Do we not wonder what kind of future there is for our children? In the cities with increasing levels of pollution, we sometimes wonder how we will be able to breathe. Fronts are employment fronts are not too rosy. Getting children educated properly and finding the appropriate job are both very difficult tasks. So the other question which plague us are, is life worth living? What is the quality of life? What is the future? Much discussion has taken place on these topics without reaching any conclusions. The only people who can declare for sure are those that have realized the truth. But there are those who doubt realization as well. The easiest answer to this world, of course, be to wait to find out. But people will treat this as a form of escape. If there is a question, there has to be an answer as well, and we can find it if we apply our minds and follow the correct process of thinking. How do we think? For thinking on any subject, spiritual or scientific, a valid means of knowledge is required. We have to start from where we are. We must make the use of the means of knowledge at our disposal and then study the subject. The basis of thinking or the first means of knowledge, Pratyaksha Praman, is our direct experience. Second is Anuman, meaning inference or logic. People easily accept these two means of knowledge. The third is Shabda Praman or verbal testimony. A lot of knowledge that we have is based on our experiences and inferences. Based on our perceptions, Newton discovered the law of gravitation through, through experience and inference. Based on perception, he saw the apple fall and then thought about why it had fallen. Was not something that he invented because it existed even though we did not know about it. Verbal testimony gives us the major portion of the knowledge that we have. When we see the news on TV, read the newspapers, receive a fax or mail, we believe in the contents, even though there is no question of inference or direct knowledge. Someone reports and we believe them. We believe in the existence of heaven and hell, even though we have not seen them. The scriptures speak of their existence and we believe in the words of the scriptures. This then becomes a valid means of knowledge. Scientifically speaking, our journey on this topic has to be based on these three means of knowledge. When we begin thinking, the question arises after whose death and whose life. The physical body is one point of reference, but some philosophers do not accept even inference. They say that only whatever is directly experienced and seen is true. They are the Charvakas or materialists. According to them, the person is the body. Other than this, there is nothing. When the body dies, there ends the matter. They opine that there was nothing before the body, nor is there anything after the body. This is a wonderful way of closing the eyes and denying the existence of the world. But the existence of the truth does not depend on our acceptance or non-acceptance. Even if we accept only the physical body as the truth, there is no such thing as the end. Science has proven that matter is indestructible. Only the form goes on changing. We find that the body disintegrates and becomes one with the soil and the atmosphere. It becomes one with the five great elements. From that soil, a plant is born, and we do not know who is born as the plant. It is possible that we are born again as grass, and other life formats eat us in that form. There is a continuous cycle of life and death going on. From one standpoint, we may say that something has died, but from another view, something is born. The cycle of creation destruction is a very peculiar thing. One mother was very unhappy with her child for breaking a crystal vase, but the child was most unperturbed and said, I have not broken the vase, I have created many pieces. What would we call this? Creation or destruction, death or life? In our own body, cells are continuously dying and being born, and the cycle of birth and death is going on. The theory of recycling comes from here only. One form goes to be replaced by another. Despite this, a person who is happy believing that only material forms are real need not be disturbed. Going to a deeper aspect, we find that the body transacts business with the world and want to know who controls the body. What is the difference between a live body and a dead body? Why is it that the dead body cannot transact business? Leave alone a dead body, even a sleeping body is not capable of talking, responding, or performing actions. Who or what is the entity that is sleeping? Vedanta says that this body, physical body, is only bhoga ayatanam, or a counter of experiences. When we visit a bank or post office, we sometimes find a row of counters without any clerks to interact with. No business can be transacted until the clerk comes behind the counter and is able to understand our needs to fulfill our requirements. The entity that is talking to you is called Bhoga Sadhana, the agent or instrument that is contacting this world. When we ask the question, what happens after death, we must be clear about whom are we asking. Everyone knows what happens to the body after death. It is cremated, buried, thrown in a well, or left to rot, as the case may be. It perishes or disintegrates. We want to know what happens to that entity which is other than the physical body. In Vedanta, known as Jiva or soul. The Jiva is the mind and intellect together, accompanied with life, which is the manifestation of consciousness, which is occupying this body and dealing with this whole world. So, what we want to know is whether the journey of the soul continues after death of the body. We cannot directly see what happens to the soul or how it departs, even if we are present at the deathbed. The Gita says, Vayur Gandha Nivashayat. Just as the breeze carries the fragrance from the flower, the jiva is carried from this body. When the jiva departs from the body is declared dead and not the jiva. What inference can you draw from this? The real Praman is only the verbal testimony of the scriptures like the Vedas. The Bhagavad Gita has very clearly repeated this point in several places. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. Just as a person changes from one set of clothes to another, the jiva also gives up the body. Those who have implicit faith in the scriptures will accept this statement. We have great faith in our sense organs and in science, but have we been able to see the elliptical shape of the earth, or do we feel the earth rotating? From our direct perception, it is very clear that the earth is flat and not moving. Our faith in science is so much that we accept what it takes us. Why cannot we have similar kind of faith in the Upanishads? Even though we cannot see or experience what they tell us, we should implicitly believe in them. But there is a big but. Even though our sense organs are constantly deceiving us and advances in science refute earlier discoveries, We still have great faith in them and not enough in the words of the scriptures. A person with faith in the scriptures who believes that the jiva will take up another body will have no problems. He sees life as a journey which ends when the jiva discovers his true nature. Those without this kind of faith will need logic to convince them. This logic will also help these people whose minds are more or less convinced, and a little push in the right direction will settle the issue for them. Tarka or logic is based on the laws of cause and effect. There can be no cause without an effect. Conversely, if there is a cause, it will sooner or later give rise to an effect. Suppose one does not accept the existence of soul before birth and after death. There is a basic flaw. The non acceptance of the former is known as akruta abhyagata dosha. Akruta abhyagam dosha. The fallacy of an effect without a cause. How do we explain the cause of rebirth and what is the reason for the defect? Say that the child is just the result of the mother and father coming together. This cannot justify or explain away the differences between the children of the same parents when from the same earth different flowers and plants come up. We accept that it must be due to differences in the seeds. If we do not accept this logic, then it would be like accepting an effect without a cause. Like this, without any cause, anything can happen. Man would then be afraid of marriage because he would not know whether his children would be monkeys or some other animals. But it is clear that human children are born to human beings, birds to birds, and so on. Non-acceptance of life after death is kruta vipranasha, kruta abhyagata dosha, kruta vipranasha, or destruction of the result means an action is performed but there is no result from it. There is only causes but no effects. Is it ever possible? Therefore, logically we have to accept the existence of something other than the physical body and is therefore there before coming to this body. Even the gross material body does not perish completely. So what to speak of the soul, which is much more subtle? Do you mean to say that it will die? Who analyzes this data and comes to all these conclusions? The answer is I. This intelligent being cannot on one hand say that matter is indestructible and at the same time say that after death nothing remains. This conclusion is untenable. So we are agreed that there has to be continuation of life. There are some religions that do not believe in the theory of rebirth. They are now based on a belief which holds that there will be a day of judgment when all the souls will be awakened and asked to account for their doings. The souls will then go to either heaven or hell permanently. What else is this other than rebirth? The Hindu religion advocates a quick disposal of cases. In the other case, also, if we talk of judgment and rewards, are we not accepting the theory of karma phala, fruit of action and rebirth? A will get the fruit of his or her actions alone, not those that accrue to the actions of B or C. This is nothing but cause and effect. Superficially, there may be non-acceptance of the theory of karma, but on analysis, it shows the contrary. One does not have to depend on any religion. All one has to do is think logically and use the evidence that one has, which includes experience and verbal testimony. Then we will find the continuity that people are looking for. In the legal field also, we want succession rights for the sake of continuity. Continuity is a great proof. When there is continuity and consistency, then only can a person be held responsible. Be it illogical, it is illogical to suppose that for all the causes we make, there are no effects. If after all this we still cannot understand or appreciate the continuity and existence of the soul, then we turn to the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan says, Utkramantam sitam vapi munjanam vaman pasyanti jnana chakshusha. Gita 15.10. Despite the happenings around us, where jivas are coming and going from this world, if we are unable to see, then it is a miracle. Only those who have the eye of wisdom are able to see. Having studied the body and the soul, we move to a third factor, which is even greater, the absolute truth. That is called the real self, about which it is said, "Na jayate mriyate va kadachit." Gita 2.20. It was never born, nor does it die or decay. This is the third aspect of our personality. When we use the word I, it refers to my body. The same word also refers to my mind. But behind these ever-changing phenomena, there has to be something changeless and immutable. This reality is referred to in the Upanishads as Brahman. The fact that we are aware of all changes proves that there has to be a changeless phenomena, permanent substratum, continuously flowing. There must be a river bed. For a dancer to dance, there has to be a stage. For the jiva, there is continuity. One body is discarded to be replaced by another one. But as far as the absolute reality is concerned, there is no birth at all. One non-believer said to me, "You Hindus believe in rebirth." And I replied, "No, we do not even believe in the present birth." He was completely taken aback. There should be no confusion because this question can be answered from various standpoints. From the standpoint of the jiva or soul, there is rebirth. But if we look at ourselves as the absolute reality, there is no birth. The answer depends on the point of reference. Another question that is commonly asked is how many days does it take for the soul to take up another body? The Shastra says it depends. When people are transferred, some leave immediately and join work at the other place. Some try to have their orders cancelled, others delay leaving, and yet others go on holiday before joining at the new place. Everything is controlled by the laws of karma, and we cannot be sure when and where some karma will. This again depends on various factors. We can some people are under the notion that once the jiva gets a human body, it will always get the same body. But the Shastra says differently. Yoni manye prapadyante. Kathopanishad Valli 5, Mantra 7. Yoni manye prapadyante. The jivas enter other bodies according to their work and knowledge. Bhagavad Gita also says, Yada sattve pravruddhetu pralayam yati deha bhut etc. Jivas attend different bodies according to their gunas, which includes the possibility of humans taking birth as plants or animals. Yam yam vapi swaran bhavan tajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Gita 8.6. According to the karmas and the last thought of the jiva, his future path is determined. The jiva broods over or entertains a pattern of thoughts during his life. The strength of these thoughts determines the body the jiva takes up. As you think, so you become. On the scale of evolution, it may go up or go down. It is not necessary that a brilliant student will always feature on the merit list. His mind may undergo some changes at a particular time, and his grades may slip. With hard work, he could raise his position, likewise the jiva. A jiva is neither a man nor a woman. The name or classification belongs to the physical structure it assumes. The jiva with a male body is called a man. It is possible that in an earlier birth the jiva was a woman, and because her attention was focused on the man, took birth as a man. So it is better not to make any comments on the superiority or inferiority of either gender. All that we should do is improve one's own karmas. One beautiful shloka says, Vidyamitram pravaseshu bharyamitram griheshu cha vyadhistasya aushadhe shadam mitram dharmo mitram mrutasya cha. Your education and learning is your friend while traveling and journeying through the life. A wife is the best companion and friend to the householder, as the husband is friend to the wife. Medicine is the friend to us of a sick person. The meritorious deeds of the departed soul are alone its friend. We pay little heed to that which will go with us and are enslaved by the wealth and material possessions which will be left behind. Not a single penny of what is earned will go with us. Only our karmas will accompany us. If we accumulate wrong karmas, it is like carrying enemies with us. We have no sense of shame or wrongdoing when we indulge in low actions. But we see newspaper pictures of people covering their faces when they are arrested. We should be careful in the results of our actions confront us. In the Bhagavad, there is a beautiful story of Raja Prachin Varghese. He was given to performing rituals which included animal sacrifices. Naradji came to him one day and showed him a picture of the line of slaughtered animals waiting to take revenge in heaven. So please beware, for this in the is the fate that awaits those who eat non-vegetarian food. According to the life we live, sattvic or noble and pure, rajasic or highly selfish, tamasic or insensitive, and dull, we will be rewarded. People think that it is the last thought that counts, but the last thought will be determined by the kind of life that we have lived. Thoughts of God will not enter our mind if we have not dwelt on Him during our lives. There is no more birth or death for the individual soul that has realized his true self. The Mundak Upanishad says, Kamanya Kamayate Manyamanas Kamabhir Jayate Tatra Tatra. Kurtatmanastu Ihaya Sarve Praviliyante Kamam. If the Jeev remains ignorant, then pushed by desire, it is gone again in the faith, which will fulfill that desire. We have to try and purify our karmas and gain this knowledge that I am the self. If we do this, then everything will be automatically taken care of. We find that science, medicine, and psychiatry all accept life after death. There are so many instances of near-death experiences and clinically dead people, which match and corroborate that the Shastras say. What the Shastras say? Psychiatrists who put their patients under hypnosis have documented the most amazing stories of people talking in languages they can physically possibly have no knowledge of. Many Lives, Many Masters is a book written by a Christian psychiatrist who had no knowledge or belief in life after death. The experiences he has written about are most astounding. We have heard of instances of children who have recounted their past lives and actually taken their parents and shown them the places in which they lived during an earlier life. Somebody told me about his grandfather as a child, remembering court cases and judgments he had passed in an earlier life when he was a judge. People want to know, why do we not remember our earlier lives? Suppose we do not remember them, does it in any way prove that they did not exist? It is like saying that if I do not remember what I ate on a particular day, it means that I did not eat. Do you remember what you studied in your maths class in class 5? I may not remember the details of what I studied, but I am the resultant of all that I have learned in the past. In a particular way, I may not remember, but overall the memory remains. I may not remember what food I ate on what day, But the fact that my body sits here today proves that I must have eaten. People say it would be good to know what mistakes we committed in the past. We know what mistake we have made in this life, but what do we do to correct them? Technically, it is possible to learn about our past lives. I know of the story of a man and his wife who went with their pregnant daughter to a yogi seeking his blessings for the child. The parents were surprised when he said that the male child would be born to that. He not only knew the gender of the child but also knew which jiva was in her womb. People also want to know the purpose of performing Shraddha ceremonies. The question asked is what, if any, benefit accrues to the dead person. Whenever we do any karma intended for any person, the result will go to that person only. It will not go in the grosser form that we make the offering, but it will go to him. It is not necessary to know at what stage of evolution or where the jiva is. In whatever yoni the jiva is, the result will reach him in the form appropriate for that yoni. Just as an example, here is the Shraddha Puja. You have ordered idli and rice for your grandfather, offered idli and rice for your grandfather. Suppose your grandfather is now a cow, then the food will be converted into grass and he will be able to eat it. It is like somebody sending you dollars from America. In India, they would get converted into rupees because here only this currency is in use. The issue of life after death has been analyzed from various standpoints using the pramana of experiences, inference or logic, and the words of the Shastra. After learning all this, what should we do? Make dharma your friend, or in other words, cultivate good karma and gain the knowledge of the self. Realize the truth and abide in it. In all this, our best friend is the Lord alone. Suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti richati. Bhagavan says, I am your friend and I am always